You're sitting at home scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, or even the twisted hellscape of YouTube Shorts. Rain is pelting against the windows of your room, and the only light comes from your phone and the constant stream of content cast across your face. Suddenly, you come across a video that stops you in your tracks. A melancholy tune plays as vaguely familiar images slide across your screen. You're hit with an indescribable feeling, longing, loss, and a deep connection to whatever memory these images evoke. Perhaps it's a photo of an abandoned restaurant, shopping centre, aesthetic, or a digital camera you used to use in the late 2000s. Whatever it is, you know that the feeling associated with it will never truly be captured again. Hello everyone, this is Extra Mint, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to have a look into the prevalence of 2000s nostalgia, why liminal spaces are so unsettling, and an aesthetic you may have forgotten about, Frutiger Aero. The early 2000s saw huge leaps in accessibility, with the potential to capture, store and share media being more affordable than ever before. The release of the first commercial camera phone in 1999, coupled with the growth of the internet, created a generation of experiences that could be easily chronicled and accessed. I would argue that this is why the experience of nostalgia feels so strong. Events that happened in the formative years of your youth, the music played and places visited, still exist online in various forms, and when explored remind you that the only absence is the feelings that once came with them. In other words, for all those kids who grew up alongside Fortnite, that is a thing, while you can still play on the Season 1 map, quite easily in fact, it still doesn't hit the same. This 2000s nostalgia has seen a boom in popularity over recent years, in tandem with phenomena such as liminal spaces and of course the explosion of short-form media. Liminal spaces typically portray abandoned areas that are eerie or unsettling, commonly featuring popular locations from the late 90s to early 2000s. While the feelings they evoke differ across individuals, some find them comforting for example, their foundation almost always lies in nostalgia and a somewhat ethereal sense of familiarity. Perhaps the most iconic example is the infamous photo of the backrooms that emerged in 2018, kickstarting a wave of unique imagery in films such as that of Kane Parsons. Liminal images are typically created with a level of quality reminiscent of a Nintendo 3DS camera, featuring low resolution and a large amount of noise. These stylistic choices help link them to the feel of mid-2000s photography, say for example, the images you would take on your first digital camera. All of these factors combine to create liminal spaces that feel authentic to the era and the memories associated with it, increasing the nostalgia you feel when looking at them. Short-form media, like Reels or YouTube videos, exacerbate the feelings of nostalgia these spaces bring. Slideshows of images are paired with melancholy, unsettling tunes or remixes of retro video game themes. If you had any doubt, it instantly becomes clear how you were supposed to feel watching them. Themes of loneliness and disconnect reinforce the idea that you can never organically interact with these spaces again. This is a sentiment shared by comment sections, filled with people reminiscing or remembering the good old times. The potential to wake up and be instantly hit with multiple videos like this is something that has only really become possible with the speed and randomness of short-form media and reels. The nostalgia, again, is intensified by the addition of music and the ability to collectively experience other people's perceptions in the comments. Frutiger Aero was an aesthetic that accompanied the childhoods of many people growing up around 2004 to approximately 2013. It is characterised by glossy textures, eco-futuristic themes, bubbles and grass. You would have seen it everywhere. Posters in classrooms, textbooks, cameras, computers, phones or bathrooms. Environments were clean, sterile and hopeful. Take for example the Windows XP wallpaper Bliss, or this bottle of hand soap, which I'm sure you've seen before. Frutiger Aero closely followed the Y2K aesthetic, which, composed of more bold, colourful imagery, was popular in the late 90s to early 2000s. Frutiger has also seen a recent spike in interest, possibly because it is now old enough and distinct enough from the current corporate aesthetics to be considered nostalgic. For many people growing up in the 2000s, Frutiger Aero was presented as an idealised vision of the future they would eventually experience, a sustainable, utopian fusion of nature and sleek technology. Under any video discussing it, you will see people contrasting it as the future they were promised with the future they got. Similar to the abandoned liminal spaces, there is an idea that something important was discarded and forgotten in time. This new wave of interest in this aesthetic seems to be fueled by the same basic desire to somehow reconnect or capture the way you felt when it was current. Others still find comfort in the aesthetic, valuing the optimism its creative design emphasised. It is worth noting that Frutiger Aero is composed of numerous subdivisions, with some making a distinction between the later style, known colloquially as Frutiger Metro, which uses a more flat, minimalist design. It was particularly popular during the 2010s, featuring speakers and abstract patterns. You might remember it from some of the Xbox 360 backgrounds, naturalistic swoops and colours. Regardless of these differences, Frutiger Aero remains an inspirational and intriguing reminder of the earliest points of many people's lives. It continues to evolve to this day, with people exploring its history and even creating new and interesting designs. Overall, I hope this video served to give you some more information on the recent increase in 2000s nostalgia and how it can be linked to liminal spaces and of course Frutiger Aero. Feel free to give it a like if you enjoyed or a dislike if otherwise, and don't hesitate to request any future topics you'd like me to cover in the comments. This has been Extra Mint, and thanks for watching.